Hi, everybody. I'm Joey, and welcome to We Have Cool Friends for this week. Today, I'm joined by my cool friend, LittleSiha.
Hi,
Yay!
that's me. Please
welcome to our fun, kind of funny show. We Have Cool Friends is our interview show where we interview cool people in our lives, and yeah, it's very exciting. This is my first episode hosting, so we're kind of figuring it out. But I'm really excited to get to talk to you about all of your life and all the cool things that you do.
I honestly thought we were just going to talk about bug snacks the whole time.
Oh my gosh. Also the dream. If we want to workshop a bug snacks podcast, we could just premiere it next week. Very excited that they're doing the whole song at next week. Oh my gosh, the dream. Oh my, so exciting. Before we start getting into your life, we have a couple of little housekeeping things. You can subscribe to the show on youtube.com/kindoffunny or podcast services around the globe. It's very exciting. This month we have two Patreon producers, Mohammed and Al Tribesman. And then today we're brought to you by Manscaped. And I'm so excited to be able to talk to you guys about that later. Okay, so first thing, Avery, if people don't know you, give us the pitch on who you are or where people might recognize you from or all that fun stuff.
Okay, my name is LittleSiha, or Avery is my actual name. I'm mostly known for streaming a lot of Just Dance on Twitch. It's kind of how I started, and I still do a lot of Just Dance, but I've started branching out into other games because my body can't handle dancing every day. So
much dancing all the time.
Yeah. But yeah, I do a lot of dance and stuff. I've been streaming for 5 years, doing YouTube for 5 years, and I have the coolest job ever.
Yay! I know. We were talking a little bit before this went live about isn't it crazy that this is just what we get to do, and it's so fun and we're so lucky.
Yep. Yeah, I was working at when I first started streaming, I was working at an internet service provider as a customer support person, and I remember just dreading going in every day. So going from a job I hated to my dream job in a year was just what?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is the perfect place to start. So, okay, we'll start a little bit further back. Video games. Where did the love of video games and Just Dance and everything start?
My love of video games started with DDR.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah, I used to beg my mom, if we went to the movies or something, I'd beg her to let me go to an arcade and play DDR for 3 songs or whatever. And then I think for my 8th birthday, I got a PS2, and they were you can either have 2 games or you can get DDR because the mat was super expensive.
Oh my gosh.
And I was give me that DDR. And I played a lot of Neopets because we couldn't afford other games. So I just played.
Oh my gosh, why were we friends earlier?
I
could have been friends so much earlier.
The sad thing is I can still log into my account.
Okay, now I feel this is a safe place where I can say that I tried to recover my Neopets account 6 months ago, and I emailed their customer service of listen, I know it's under this email address, but it's an AOL email address that I don't have anymore, but I'm wondering, and I never heard back anything. But maybe
do you also have the issue where you used a fake birthday to seem older so you could get an account? So you're I don't know what birthday I put.
100%. And it's and all the weird security questions, I'm I guarantee I didn't answer them correctly. Or based on some weird, my favorite animal for 3 days was a lynx or something weird.
Yeah. And then it changed.
Exactly. Oh, DDR, so good. Tim set up DDR downstairs, so every once in a while I'll just hear the music through the floor. He found whatever computer program and got a mat, and sometimes we go down and do it. So if you're ever in San Francisco, come visit.
Oh my God, please! I'm in LA. I'm not that far.
Oh my gosh,
I feel the DDR sounds is Darude Sandstorm playing on repeat, and then just stomping on the floor.
So much stomping. Yeah. It's so impressive. Okay, so DDR. That's what you chose over the games. I have mad respect for that.
Yeah. I eventually got Crash. I think it was, oh my God, what is it called? It was the warped one where you could go through portals and stuff. Yeah. And I can't remember which one it was, but I got that one, and I would I would play it up until a point where I didn't know what to do, and I kept getting stuck on a level, and then I would just erase my save and start all over again and get to that same point and just do it over and over again because
I love it. I know, because back then it was like not guides weren't like easily available or anything like that. You had to
No.
like buy them. It's like,
Yeah,
well,
or
that's not a thing.
ask someone else to beat it for you, which is what I did. I was like,
100%.
please, I want to beat the game and I can't get past this one
I would
part.
love to see what the next thing is, but I can't get there. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
but I started with DDR and then eventually I was able to get Sims, but like the expansions were just like really expensive. And
Totally.
so I just played the base game for like 100 years.
I love
Yeah, and then Just Dance came out with the Wii like 10 years ago or 11 years ago, and we got a Wii and we got Just Dance with it, and then I would just like play it every day, and it was my way of like learning how to dance, because I'd always wanted to learn how to dance, but we couldn't afford to like go to dance classes every week. So I would just like play it alone in my room, and like if my mom walked in, I'd stop and be like, "Get out!"
Mom, I'm trying to do this by myself. I don't want to be watching.
Stop! You're embarrassing me. So they usually come out in like November, and my birthday's in December, so I just get it for my birthday every year, and then yeah,
Perfect.
and now I'm here. Now it's my job.
Oh my gosh, it's so fun. I know Just Dance was like, I remember being like one of those things with like Wii Sports of like, oh my gosh, this is like a totally different like way of gaming that like I hadn't experienced in a while.
Yeah,
DDR was always DDR is just different because it's just all feet, but then you had all the fun.
Then you can move. Like I remember, I still remember the Wii coming out and being like, "What is this newfangled technology? Oh my god, I can move my hand."
I know,
Yeah.
and then I thought that I'd be like a really good bowler, and it turns out that
No, I'm garbage.
to
No.
real life.
I would play the boxing section until like my arms were numb. It was bad.
Oh my god, I love it. Okay, where do I want to go next? Where did you grow up?
I grew up in LA.
Oh, LA.
Unfortunately.
Oh. Why unfortunately? Are you not an LA fan?
Well, we moved around a lot, and like every neighborhood we lived in was just like not the greatest neighborhood.
Not
So
yeah,
not super great. But I grew up in LA, and then when I was 18, I was like, I'm ready to leave, and I moved to New Zealand. And
oh my gosh,
yeah, I just packed my shit and left.
that's the coolest.
Well, at the time I think I was like fantasizing it. I was like, I'm going to travel the world and everything's going to be great and easy. And then I got there and I was like, I have $200 to my name and nowhere to stay. And I'm going to couch hop for like 6 months. And
did you just like couch surf?
Yeah,
did you do the
pretty
site?
much. We had, me and my friend had a couple people who let us stay with them for a few months. And then it got to a point where they were like, you kind of need to like find your own place. And I was like, that's fair. Yeah, it's been a bit. So after that, I couch hopped for a bit until I found my own spot. And yeah, it was just a PSA. Moving to another country is really hard. It's not easy. I don't know why 18-year-old Avery was under the impression that it's like, oh, it's just, you just get on a plane and fly away and it's so simple and nothing is nothing is difficult. And then you just travel the world and that's it.
Everything just like totally falls into place and it's fine.
You don't have to do anything. It just works out.
How long were you there for?
I lived there for 3 years until.
Okay, so you made it. You figured it out, and you made it work.
Yeah. The first few months were really bad. Like the first few months when it all like sunk in that it's not that easy. Like you have to be an adult and like do things. I was really depressed and like missed my family a lot. I was really homesick and missed my friends and whatever. And there was a point where one of my friends was like, I can fly you back if you're that miserable. Like I have like some sky points or whatever, and I can fly you back. And a bunch of my friends were like, yeah, you should come back. And then I had one friend that was like, you shouldn't come back. And I was like, oh, that's mean. And he was like, no, like if like you're in a situation that's difficult and you decide to like take the easy way out and be like, you know what, it's too hard, I'm just going to leave and go back home where I wasn't happy anyway, then like you kind of wasted that time. Like you should stay there and like learn to grow and be stronger because of it. And I ended up taking that advice and it was the best thing I ever did. I'm so glad I didn't just come back home and bail.
Oh my gosh. So cool. So you got there, you didn't have anywhere to stay, you were couch hopping. You are like, did you find a job? Like, how did you make all of that work? I don't know.
Yeah, I was working at GameStop before I moved. And then once I got to New Zealand, they had EB Games, which was like the exact same thing, like same point of sale system. Everything was exactly the same. And I was like, I already know all this stuff. Yeah. I was like, I already know this stuff. So I worked at EV Games for a little bit. And then I was like, I only get like 8 hours a week here. I kind of need more than that.
Yeah,
I got a different stuff. Yeah, I kind of need to pay some rent. So then I started working at the ISP, which was like the worst job ever. Hated it.
So wait, did you start Twitch streaming when you came home from New Zealand, or did you do it while you were there?
No, I was still in New Zealand when I started Twitch streaming. So I played Just Dance a lot and I really enjoyed it, but I kind of just played it for fun. I didn't really think too much about it. And then I saw a Facebook ad that was like, Just Dance World Cup championships, whatever. And it was like, Just Dance is an esport now. And I was like, what? That sounds cool. And so the way they did it is they had like qualifiers on their multiplayer for like 3 months.
Oh my God.
I'm so phlegmy. I'm sorry.
No, you're totally
I'm just sitting here like, they had qualifiers for like 3 months online. And then they take the top 2 players from each console and fly them out to Paris to go like compete at like the eSports World Cup or Electronic Sports World Cup, whatever it's called. And I was like, oh, that sounds like fun. I'll try it. Like, I kind of want to be a part of that. That seems like fun. And I didn't really like think much of it. But after the first session, I was like #1 on PS4. And I was like, I didn't think I was good at this. I was just playing it for fun.
Thing.
Yeah. And as soon as I saw that, I was like, I can't let it go. Like the competition just like sunk in and I was like, this is my life now. So I ended up qualifying and I competed. And while I was there, they had like a Twitch booth where they were like commentating in English because it was all in French. I just like watched them commentate and I was like, this is super cool. Like I'd never heard of Twitch at that point. And when I got back, one of my friends was like, you should try like streaming Just Dance. Like it seems like a weird thing to do because nobody does that. And at that time, Twitch didn't have like just chatting or creative or anything. It was only gaming.
Yeah.
But like technically Just Dance was a game, so I could stream it. And so I started streaming, I think like a month after I got back. And that was fun. There are a lot of growing pains to streaming Just Dance, especially as a girl.
Oh my gosh. Well, and I can imagine even from like the tech side too of like, how do I figure out how to set this up so I can see everything?
Oh yeah.
And have it all be mapped out. And then, I assume.
I streamed directly from my PS4, which was like super watered down. Like you can't like customize anything really. And it puts the camera up for you. And it streams in like 720. It's like pretty like beginner stuff. But there were times where I was like, this person's being really mean in the chat, but I don't know how to ban them. Like,
what's I don't know what protocol is.
Yeah, I don't know what to do. I would basically
you're dancing, so it's not like you're close to be able to like ban people.
No, not really. That's the tough part. I think that's why I love my mods so much is usually I'm like over there and I can't see anything and they're taking care of everybody for me. So there's a lot of growing pains to streaming Just Dance. I think it's way better now. It was really not as accepted before. Like my entire chat was pretty much just like random people telling me to like stop streaming, either stop streaming or like show my feet, which it was one or the other.
You're like, and I don't like either of these options.
Yeah, can you just say hi like a normal person? Yeah. Like it's not that hard. And after a few years, I think we started cultivating like a better community. And now I feel like a bit more respected, I guess, on the platform. Like the chat is not as intense as it used to be. So yeah, I don't know. I'm glad that I stuck with it and wasn't like, these people are mean, I'm done.
Yeah. Well, and it's like you took that advice from your friend in New Zealand and then like has like applied it to like all these other things now too.
Yeah, I'm really glad I did. Because there were points where I was like, you know what, people are being mean. I'm just done. But it was just so much fun. I don't know. I love streaming. It's great.
Yeah. And I feel like that's how you know that like it is like a passion project when you're like, no, like I love this enough to like figure out how to make it a better experience for me so I can like really fully enjoy it and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Love it. So wait, is that the only competition for Just Dance that they've ever had or that you've done? Or like, I don't really know anything about the Just Dance like esports world.
Sure. I'll tell you about the esports league for Just Dance.
literally everything.
So they did tournaments for 5 years. And I competed in the first 2. I qualified for the first 2 for America or whatever. I was put under like the American nationality. And then they had another one after that I kind of skipped because I was like, I'm really tired. Like, I don't want to have to hear these songs all over again. Because they give you like a set list of like 8 songs to learn and you have to hear them like over and over again. It just gets old. And then the 5th competition or the 5th year, I was like, after this, I'm done. Like, I'm going to give it my all and I'm going to try, but it's not the same anymore. Like when I first started competing, I was like, I wasn't streaming at the time. I wasn't ever busy. I was, like working my normal 9-to-5 job. So competing was like my exciting thing. And then it got to a point where once like things became more successful with like Twitch and YouTube and stuff, competing just became like more stressful than it was fun. Yeah. So I competed in the last one and then called it a day. And I never won a World Cup, but it didn't really matter. Jesus. Oh my God. Hold on.
You're totally fine. I get it. We have weird weather here. I feel like allergies have been like super crazy.
It's allergy season. Yeah, I never won one, but to be honest, it didn't really matter because the experience was so cool. And like, I'm usually not a competitive person, but getting to like dance on a stage in front of like thousands of people was just like, especially with like lights everywhere and like a crazy sound system and like a massive screen in front of you, was just like super cool. And I mean, I feel like I'd rather have more success long-term on like Twitch and YouTube than I would winning like one competition. So sure. I don't know. It was really cool. I think that like the Just Dance World Cups they used to do were like really cool esports. Like I know a lot of people will probably laugh at it and be like, Just Dance is an esport, but I don't know. I think it's a good idea for an esport, but they haven't done a World Cup in like 2 years, something like that. Maybe last year, I can't remember anymore, but they basically like put out a statement. It was like, we want to rework the rules and figure out what we're doing with it. So they haven't had one since.
Yeah. No, I think it's a super cool thing because like so many of the esports now are like kind of just in one genre of game. Yeah. So it's cool to see like how they would branch out and like incorporate different players that have different interests and stuff like that.
Yeah. They're super fun to watch too. I mean,
know. I feel like that's way more fun.
Yeah. When you're watching people who are like super good at dancing and like because for anybody that's never played Just Dance, you're scored based on like how well you follow the moves on the screen. So when you see people who are really good at dancing and like their score is like neck and neck and like whoever is winning keeps like switching back and forth and it's like super tense. I love watching Just Dance competitions. It's really cool. I know a lot of people will be like, that's dumb, but
no, it's definitely cool. I think I was watching your Just Dance streams. This was like a while ago. I think it might have been when like the platinum for the latest one like glitched on you. So you're like, I'm starting over.
Yeah. So that's one thing we do is every year it's a tradition that we platinum the Just Dance game on PS4. And it's something that we do like as soon as it comes out, we just try to get the platinum as fast as we can. And when it connected to Uplay, it would like not save your progress for like your scoring and stuff, or it would like overwrite it. I can't remember exactly what it was, but Uplay or like Ubisoft Club, whatever it's called, was kind of like messing it up. So we had to delete all my save data, put my PS4 in offline mode for like 3 months or 2 months, I can't remember, and play it all offline. And I couldn't play any other game until we platinumed it, and it worked. But
oh my gosh!
It was not fun.
Anytime it just pinged Uplay or whatever, it would just
every time it connected to Uplay, it would like override like all of my scores and stuff. And like the platinum for Just Dance is not too bad for me because it's like get 5 stars on every song. So I'm like, okay, that's doable.
Yeah.
But when you do it and it takes you like a month to finish everything and then it doesn't pop, you're like, cool.
So frustrating.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially like because it's so much time and work to put into it. It's like, oh, I know that I did it, but I didn't get the trophy. And that's
Especially when there's a
celebrate.
physical aspect to it, when you have to work out to get it and you don't just have to like sit down and play it. It's like, oh,
100%. And then that progress on the trophy list is always just like 98% or whatever like that. And you're just like, you can't even hide it or anything.
No.
Okay. We're gonna take a short break and we're gonna talk about our sponsor, Manscaped. Summer's in full action, and we're thankful for Manscaped for keeping us fresh. Sun's out, bums out, and hopefully your pubes are not out. Manscaped offers all the right tools to keep your hair groomed above the belt. Let me tell you guys, I live with Tim and Gia now, so I hear a lot of conversations. We have a lot less personal boundaries than we have before. Let me tell you, I hear a lot of conversations, and I know that Gia is a big fan of the manscaping Tim has been doing lately. Manscaped is dedicated to helping you level up your full body grooming game. They just released their Shears 2.0 nail kit, which is the perfect add-on to their Lawnmower 3.0 or Perfect package. Let me tell you, the Shears 2.0 package I used this morning because as I was getting ready, I broke a nail and I was like, shoot, it was like snagging all my clothes. And then I went to Tim because I had read this ad yesterday and I was like, Tim, can I borrow your nail file? And he was like, absolutely. And now everything's fine. No snags. It's perfect. The Shears 2.0 luxury 4-piece nail kit features tempered stainless steel tools, including slash tip tweezers, rounded point scissors, fingernail clippers, and a medium grit nail file, which I super, super recommend. No one likes an ungroomed set of feet, fingers, or balls, which is why they have forever changed the grooming game with their Perfect Package 3.0. The Perfect Package 3.0 comes with the essential Lawnmower 3.0 water-resistant cordless body trimmer and a ton of other liquid formations to round out your manscaping routine. This is the best trimmer on the market for those of you in need of a chest shave or a little ball cleanup. The third generation trimmer features skin-safe technology to reduce manscaping accidents. For a limited time, subscribers get 2 free gifts: the Shed Travel Bag, which is a $39 value, and the patented high-performance reduce chafing Manscaped Boxer Briefs. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code MORNING at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com and use the code MORNING. Summer is here. It's time to manscape. Thanks for hearing. Thank you.
Yay!
Ads are so stressful. Oh. Yay! Thank you. So fun. Another thing that because I feel like I had known about you before we had like become internet friends. Were you were you dancing for Ubisoft at E3 with Just Dance stuff? I want to hear all about that.
So, I started with Ubisoft as like one of their star players, which is like their creator reward program thing. And they like fly you out to E3. They take you to like the Ubisoft party, the conference, all that stuff. And then the next year they asked me to help them host something. And then the next year I was asked to help host something. And then the next year I was like, I kind of want to dance with you guys because if you haven't been to E3, Ubisoft has like a whole area, and usually in the middle they have like a stage for like Just Dance stuff, and then they talk about other games. They'll like bring on couches and stuff. But they have Just Dance segments where they play the new game that was announced, and they have all these hired dancers that are in like these crazy costumes, and like there's other ones that are like in Just Dance t-shirts and like glittery shoes and stuff. And I was like,
it's always so
do
fun.
That. Yeah, it looks like fun. And then they bring people on stage and stuff. And I was like, I want to do that because I'm not really like a host person. Like the thought of live hosting is like terrifying to me. Like I can do pre-recorded, but live, I'm just like, I'm going to mess it up. I'm going to say something wrong. I don't like it. No.
Yeah. So, it's nice to have the like safety net of like, wait, I can do that again. Can we edit it?
Yeah, exactly. Anytime that I'm asked to like talk live, I just like mess it up, which is ironic because it's like my job to live stream. But I reached out to Ubisoft and I was like, I really want to dance with you guys. I feel like I'm better suited as a dancer than as a host. And they were like, okay, sure. And I was like, yeah. So I danced with them for the first time 2 years ago. And then they had me back the next year. And then obviously this year I didn't do anything. So, but no, it was super fun. They, I think for me, it was like, as a fan, it was kind of neat because they send you like the choreographies beforehand so that you can learn them and perform them better. And I was like, I get to see the choreographies before they're announced. Cool.
Oh my gosh.
And yeah, they have like a dressing room for you, and they have like makeup people that like do your hair and your makeup, and they put you in these like crazy costumes. Last year they put me in this costume that was like basically a bathing suit. Like it was like a bikini and like a jacket over it, but it was really like it was a lot. And there were times where I would just like zip up the jacket because I was like, I can't promise you like
if I'm like
gonna fall out
around. Yeah.
Like, especially when you're doing dances where you're jumping or you're running in place. I'm like, yeah, they're gonna come out to say hi. But they're just like really great to work with. Like, not that I'm trying to like kiss ass or whatever, but anytime I reach out to Ubisoft and I'm like, can we try this thing? They're like, let's do it. And like, they're really like, just, I don't know. They've always been really great and accommodating. And I don't know. I feel really lucky that I get to do this. It's really weird. Like even if I can fangirl a little bit, even being on like this show is super weird to me because like I've been watching The Boys since like Podcast Beyond. Like I would watch it on my like IGN app on my PS4 and just sit there and be like, oh my God, talk about platinum games and stuff. And like I have like 2 kind of funny shirts in my closet. So it's like super, I don't know. It's just, there are times where like, I think for the most part, I kind of take this for granted. Like, I take a lot of my job for granted, but then there are moments where I'm like, damn, I have the coolest job ever. Like I'm so lucky. So
it's so funny that you mentioned the shirts because I think it was maybe one of your Last of Us streams that I was watching. I was like, oh, perfect. You're streaming Last of Us because I'm too much of a baby to actually play it. So, like, this is my optimal like experience for this. And I was watching you and I took a screen cap and I sent it to Andy. I was like, this is totally one of the shirts you designed, right? Because it was just like the little bit. And then he was like, oh yeah, it's the Kind of Funny Games Daily one. And I was like, I didn't know Avery watched our stuff.
Oh my God.
Since like connection.
Since day one. I remember, like, I know this is supposed to be about me, but like, I'm fangirling, so give me a minute. I remember when like everybody announced that they were leaving IGN to make Kind of Funny. And I was like, what the fuck? That's such a power move. Holy shit. Right? And I think it's so cool. It's funny because I was in a session to play Assassin's Creed Valhalla a few days ago, and I was sitting in the lobby in the Discord, and Greg comes in, and I'm like, no, oh no, oh shit, oh no. I was like, mute. I don't know what to say. I'm out. Yeah, I can't say anything. And at some point, like he was super sweet. Was like talking to people in the lobby. He was like, "What's up, guys?" And at some point, one of the people from Ubisoft was like, Avery, do you need something or something like that? And I just unmuted and was like, no, I'm good. And then like muted again. I was like, don't say anything.
Be cool.
Yeah.
Be cool.
Be chill. Don't be weird. So yeah, I don't know.
We're all weird. Like
I think, oh yeah, for sure. I don't know. There are times where I have to just sit down and like soak everything in and be like, I have the coolest job ever. And I don't know. I feel really lucky I get to do this stuff. I don't even remember what question you asked me. I went totally off the rails. Sorry.
Totally fine. Speaking of cool things you've gotten to do in this job, let's talk about the SimSpark.
Oh my God.
I was watching the trailer and I was like, wow, okay, a Sims TV show. How is this going to work? And then I was watching and I was like, oh my gosh, I know you.
I know her.
Yeah. Now I'm totally in. And like, it's even from the trailer, it seems cool that it's like, you guys are like building these stories to tell the judges, or give us the pitch on it for people.
Yeah. So it's so hard to talk about because I have to be super tiptoey, even though we've like filmed the whole thing like last year. So like, I like in this weird spot where like, I can't talk about a lot of it, but I'm also trying to remember a lot of it.
It's like, I can't talk about it, but I only remember certain things, which is other things that I can't talk about.
Yeah, I don't know what I can say. It's so hard. Basically, they have us all on to create these stories to present to these judges. The judges are made up of like a lot of cool people. Like there's Kelsey from BuzzFeed who plays a lot of Sims. There's Taylor
100 Baby
Parks.
Challenge.
Oh yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah. She's very well known for that. A producer from The Sims, Dave, is on it, and
Taylor Parks is super cool too.
Yeah,
I loved her back when I think she was in Hairspray, right?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like,
She's
oh,
crazy.
It's been
talented.
fun to see her like jump around and like produce and write all these songs and stuff. It's like,
and you're like, okay,
cool.
triple threat, let's go.
I know.
Yeah, and it was a really cool experience. And it's basically they have us like building these stories and presenting them in like a high school presentation kind of way where you stand at the podium and you're like, this is my show and tell. And it's like, it's super terrifying. And I think that's kind of like the most I can say about it. It's a competition reality show. So people get eliminated and then there's like a winner at the end. And it was a really cool experience. I've never been a part of anything like that. And I learned a lot about production, which was pretty cool.
TV production seems like a whole other beast because I'm kind of with you of like, I only know online internet production stuff.
Yeah.
And like even going to stuff like E3 where it's like on a different level, I still feel like the TV aspect must be like kind of crazy.
It's super overwhelming. Like whenever I watch reality shows, I'm like, why are they all crying all the time? And then like, as soon as I was on one, I was just like crying every 5 minutes. So I was like, I get it now. And there's like 80 cameras and there's like always like 3 on you at like different angles or like they're zoomed into your face and you're just like, act natural. So it's definitely different. I think at some point, because it's a competition, you kind of zone out and you forget that they're there. So you get super focused on like your task. But yeah, it was a lot. I'm like trying to tiptoe because like I don't want to spoil anything, but I'm like, I don't know, it's really cool. And it was funny for me because I've been playing The Sims since I was like, I don't know, 6 or 7. And my mom used to get so mad at me when I'd stay up until like 2 a.m. playing The Sims. And she'd be like, why are you always on the computer? And I'm like, well, now it's
really fun.
Now it's my job. So like, who's the nerd now? It's not me.
See, Mom, I was putting in the work then and look how it turned out.
I was grinding, Mom.
What do your parents think about like all of this, all the streaming stuff that you do? I'm always just like interested of like, because this is like so new, I feel like for our generation that's like, oh, like, wait, so you get paid to do this? Like that like kind of switch for parents seems to be like a little bit hard.
They're super proud. Like my dad doesn't get it at all. He's like, I don't understand what you're doing, but you're successful, so good for you. And my mom gets it more than my dad does, and she's super supportive. They've always been really supportive, which is nice. Like they're very much on the side of like, this isn't our generation kind of thing, but you're doing well, so we're happy for you. And I think that's one weird question that I get a lot in my Just Dance streams. Like it doesn't happen all the time. I don't want to make it seem like it's all the time. But people will come in and be like, oh, your father must be so proud of you for dancing for strangers on the internet with a webcam. And I'm like, he is though. Like, he's so proud. Like,
and like just that mindset of like that it would be a bad thing is like,
and also that like only your father's opinion matters, not like your mom's or anything.
Right.
It's super weird to me because to me, like, I don't know, like dancing is not like an inherently like bad thing. So it's weird to me that it's treated like it's some sort of like thing that I should be doing, even though that I work really hard on it and I've been doing it for 10 years and training really hard. So yeah, my parents are super proud. They love what I do. I got them to figure out how to connect their Amazon Prime to their Twitch account. So that's kind of where I'm leaving it. I'm like, if you can use Twitch Prime, I'm happy. That's all that matters.
Just watch once a month and click the button. That would be great.
Yeah, if you have the crown, click it and you're good. Yeah, they're great.
Okay, I want to do a couple like rapid fire this or that questions with you.
Okay.
Favorite dessert?
Fruit. Is that bad?
Fruit? No,
I love fruit.
Really
I love edible arrangements. I'm like,
oh, those are always so fun and they're so cute.
Yeah.
What kind of music do you listen to in the car?
I listen to a lot of like EDM. I love dance music and pop music. I'm very top 100 Billboards person.
Would you rather have people text you or call you?
Depends on what they're talking to me about. If it's not serious, then text me. But if it's serious, like maybe call me.
Yeah. Do you like talking on the phone?
Not particularly. No, not a
fan. Would you rather read a book or watch a movie?
Watch a movie.
What's your favorite season?
Oh my God, I thought you meant of like a TV show. It's like 4. I love summer. Summer's my favorite.
Oh, summer's so good. I know it's like cloudy outside right now.
Not here too.
Vibes I'm looking
overcast. For. No.
Road trip or flight?
Road trip. I love road trips.
I know. I'm excited for when we like get to drive and stay places. Do you care about superheroes? Marvel, DC?
Not really. Not particularly. I love the Spider-Man. I know. I'm sorry. I feel like a heathen. I'm on a show where they talk about superheroes all the time, and I'm like, I could go without it. I did love the Spider-Man game. I will say that much. It was good.
Piercings or tattoos? If you had to pick one.
Tattoos.
Another thing I'm very excited for. To be able to open up. Puzzles or like tabletop games, board games?
Puzzles.
But my brains just don't work in a puzzly way. I just look at all the pieces. I'm like, I don't understand how this works.
It's too much.
Pool or ocean?
Ocean.
You like the sand, the salt water?
Yeah. I think it's growing up in LA. I'm a beach person.
Yeah. And then the other one, last one, mountains or beach?
Beach.
I know it's hard to compete with that.
Yeah, it just smelled so good. I drove up to Big Sur a couple days ago, and like I just like rolled the window down and just like, the beach just smelled so nice, just like sand and salt and just like.
Love it. I know. Plus, like, at least in LA, you kind of like you can go one direction and go to the beach, or you can, if you want to, go to the other direction, hit the mountains.
Yes.
You're in a good spot. And then would you rather hang out with a few friends or go to a big party?
Oh, a few friends. I'm super introverted. I'd much rather be with like 2 people than like 100.
Would you rather go on an adventure or have like a relaxing vacation?
Adventure. I love adventure.
Like any adventure you have like on your mind for when everyone can travel again?
It's not like a road trip or anything, but I've wanted to go to Japan for like so long.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah, I want to go to Japan really bad. And I honestly just want to go there for a week and like not have anything planned and just like do whatever. Although I think that's kind of hard in Japan. It seems like in Japan you have to have a lot of things booked in advance. So I don't know how that would work out.
I know. I feel like you'd be able to do some cool stuff, but yeah, like everyone talks about like, oh, you need to have like tickets like months in advance for like the Studio Ghibli Museum or like the Pokemon Cafe and stuff like that. But you might be able to finagle it, especially if you want to just like go and experience Japan. I think you can get away with like just taking the train and like wandering into like random neighborhoods and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's what I want to do.
So fun. And then the last and most important question that you may or may not have heard because the boys have been debating it on the podcast. Should burgers come with cheese by default?
No.
No.
No. Dairy upsets my stomach.
Yes.
What's the question? Is it bad?
Like if you just ask for a burger, not specifying ham or cheeseburger, do you expect it to come with cheese?
No, because it's like if you go to In-N-Out, it's like burger or cheeseburger. Like they're 2 separate ones. I'm so sorry. I just ruined our friendship.
My audio was muted.
Oh, your audio was muted. Kevin explained the burger question because I apparently didn't remember it correctly. I don't know. I get so riled up about this one. Mostly because they get very competitive about this one. But thank you for officially weighing in. We'll add it to the tally. I think.
Yeah, I'm sure everyone was waiting for my opinion on that one. They're like, come on, give us the opinion.
If people wanted to see you, where would they be able to find you all over the internet?
I am LittleSiha everywhere, LittleSiha. I managed to get the name on everything. So
That is like so impressive.
Yeah, it took me a couple years to get Instagram. I had like an underscore and I was like, God.
Oh, one of the underscore ones.
Yeah, no, it's not fun. And then Sparked comes out tomorrow night on TBS at 11 p.m. And then if you're like me and you don't have television, they're going to upload it to BuzzFeed Multiplayer's YouTube channel 3 days later.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, I do dumb things on the internet. So
yay, come watch.
That's about it.
I know. Twitch, YouTube, all the internet places.
All of it.
Well, thanks so much for hanging out and talking with me today.
Thank you. I'm sad we didn't get to sing Bug Snacks together, but maybe next time.
I know. Next time we'll prepare a Bug Snack centric intro for the next time you're on our show.
Maybe we can choreograph a dance for it as well.
Oh my gosh. Should we start the campaign to get Bug Snacks in Just Dance? I don't know how that works.
Please don't do this. Don't
Or
do
if we can listen, or just,
Joey,
I mean, all of
than
their
this.
songs are fun. No, it's such a good song.
I think we should. I mean, they have Baby Shark. Why can't we have Bug Snacks? What's the issue?
Yeah. It's a cultural revolution, Kevin. Get on board.
You're on the wrong side of history.
Exactly. You don't want to do that. Well, thank you so much for hanging out today. It's been
Thank
so
you
fun.
for having me. I appreciate it.
I know.
I had a lot
Hopefully
of
we can
fun.
have you on some of the other shows soon now that we do all this stuff remotely. For everybody watching, thanks for hanging out with us. We're going to be back next, I think, Monday. I'm pretty sure Nick is interviewing someone. I don't know that we've actually confirmed that person. They were working on that this morning. But we'll have an announcement, I'm sure, this weekend once we get all of that confirmed. So get excited for it because it's kind of a random person, but I think you guys are going to be really stoked. And then, so thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you so much.
Bye.